evening and welcome to Joy News Prime. We're coming to you live from our studios here at Kokomlemle. We're live on DSTV channel 421, GoTV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. My name is Faustina. So for tonight, the majority in Parliament is pushing back against calls from their NPP colleagues to dismiss Cocoa Board CEO Randy Abbey over the government's decision to reduce cocoa prices. Growing pressure from government to take action against officials implicated in the recent Joy News expose on illegal mining, with the minority in Parliament and other interest groups arguing the documentary provides enough evidence for interdiction and prosecution. Also tonight, government aims to produce over 7 million chickens under the Nkukon Kitten project, boosting local poultry production and reducing reliance on imported chicken. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Please stay for details. Thanks for choosing us. Tonight, the majority in Parliament has rejected calls by their NPP colleagues on President John Dramani Mahama to dismiss the CEO of Cocoa Board, Randy Abbey, following the government's reduction of cocoa prices. On Thursday, the NPP group accused Randy Abbey of mismanaging the cocoa sector and demanded his immediate dismissal. But the chairman of the Agriculture and Cocoa Affairs Committee, Dr. gov't described the demand as completely unjustified. He insisted that the CEO, since his appointment, has been focused on addressing the structural deficiencies within the cocoa sector.
It's not a plausible pathway, because if you look at what has happened, the reasons for where we are, I think Randy Abbey is rather doing a lot well and a lot better to keep the ship at sail. And so, please, let's not personalize it. There have been structural deficiencies. Randy has been able to hold on this far. He's been able to manage in a way that can guarantee us some sustainability going forward, some growth going forward. And I think that, I mean, if it's a function of management, I think we should allow the current management to implement this current reform. Let's observe. As Parliament, we'll continue to play our oversight role. We'll be monitoring every inch of this and see if there's a need for us to agree to what our opponents, our colleagues in the minority are saying.
While the majority caucus also assured cocoa farmers of government support through the supply of fertilizers and the continuation of the free spraying program to help boost productivity.
Be rest assured that we need your industry to survive. We in Parliament are satisfied that government measures will help you. One, LBCs have been ordered to pay the money owed you. Cocoa Board will pay LBCs and you'll be paid. Two, your cocoa beans that are still with you, don't be afraid. These cocoa beans will be bought and evacuated. I know the cocoa beans you are left with now are a smaller quantity compared to what you've sold already. So please, bear with government. Let's sell that smaller quantity to them, get paid, let's prepare. Government is intervening in your next production cycle season with a block, because we are coming in with free fertilizers, free spraying, and free productivity improvement programs for you. And then we also thought that because the surrounding countries were selling at lower prices, they could actually be reverse smuggling. And if there was reverse smuggling, then it was dangerous to try and maintain the prices or even increase prices here. Well, if you did, then it means that there's a possibility that there can be a scheme to bring in more cocoa from neighboring countries to sell in Ghana at higher prices. And so all these factors exist. Why I'm very proud of the reforms that were announced yesterday, principally, is that I feel it is highly informed, very responsive, timely and data-driven, because we projected that this year we're going to buy about 600,000 metric tons of cocoa beans. So far, we have bought already about 530,000 metric tons. This has been bought already. And so if you are dealing with data per the projection and from recent trends, it means that the cocoa beans left in the field, all other factors held constant, means that they are not more than 70,000 metric tons. And so it's actually wise that you reduce the producer price for the rest of the 70,000 yet to be mopped up.
Still in Parliament, Chairman of the Health Committee, Marquette Nawani, is urging families of patients who lose their lives due to the gov't syndrome to seek legal redress. The call follows reports that a victim of a hit-and-run incident was allegedly turned away by 3 major health facilities because there was no available bed space. Speaking to journalists, Dr. Nawani condemned the situation, stressing that the denial of emergency care under such circumstances is unacceptable.
You are a human being, or you carried your relative to the place, and if you are not satisfied with anything, I think you should be able to pursue it. Yes, you should be able to pursue it. The Medical and Dental Council are there to ensure that we provide quality health services. We have got HEFRA, the Health Facilities Regulatory Authority. We've got even the NHIA is interested in these matters. So all these bodies are there to ensure that, yes, you can make a formal complaint to them, and I believe that they will be able to do so. Of course, the last but not the least is the cost of land, because it's about the human being.
Dr. Marquette Nawani also explained that part of the 2.9 billion Ghana cedis approved for the Ghana Medical Trust Fund is intended to upgrade some regional health facilities to improve healthcare delivery. He said the committee will ensure fair and evidence-based utilization of the funds that aligns with national priorities.
If you have a hospital and you don't have the specialist, it's always difficult for them to carry out their mandate. And so I'm not surprised that this fund, part of it, is going to be used to train medical specialists, doctor specialists. And we also have hospitals, like the regional hospitals which have been accredited. Majority of them do not have MRI, CT scans, and other equipment. And so we expect that part of this fund, as part of the retooling process, should be used to equip them so that they can also carry out their mandate.
The minority in Parliament is mounting pressure on the government to act against officials implicated in the recent Joy News expose on illegal mining, arguing that the investigation presents sufficient evidence for prosecution. The documentary titled "The Tax for Galamsey" has intensified calls for accountability, with critics questioning why no immediate sanctions have been applied. However, government officials have defended their decision not to interdict the Amansea Central DC implicated in the investigation, maintaining that due process must be followed. There's more in the following report.
A Tax for Galamsey, Joy News' explosive documentary in the Amansea Central District, uncovered an alleged system where illegal miners were taxed under the watch of the District Assembly and a task force operating within the DCE's authority. Government says investigations have commenced, but the District Chief Executive, Emmanuel Obin Ajiman, remains at post despite earlier indications he would be interdicted. Some government officials, including Ashanti Regional Minister Frank Amakohene and Deputy CEO of the Forestry Commission, Elikem Kotoko, insist interdiction is not automatic.
But the laws of the natural justice are applied in this sense. The mere fact that allegations are levied against you does not mean that you should sack you or you should interdict you. Definitely there should be evidence and a case made against you.
You raise a concern also about the interdictions, etc. It is not also an established must that at all costs there should be an interdiction. One would, however, adduce that that could be seen as an appropriate step or the right thing to do.
But civil society groups strongly disagree. For them, interdiction should have been the first decisive step.
But I humbly disagree with my brother, the minister.
I think that the government shall be more decisive and prompt in terms of their action than they taking all this time that they want before they really act.
So if that is what will help the process achieve what we all want, well then let that be.
Even the president of NALAG, Alfred Ajay, says if there is prima facie evidence, suspension must follow.
If the DC is also aware of this, then it is also wrong. So let's establish that clearly.
And so you agree with us that they must be interdicted?
Yeah, that's what I say, on condition that the prima facie has been established.
But critics say promises are no longer enough. They are demanding enforcement, accountability, and measurable action.
Stiffen the punishment. So let's make sure that for all of these people, we give them the punishment of both the fine and the custodial sentences.
I think we need to start sacking people, getting people interdicted, and until that happens, we will not really make any progress with this fight.
The Catholic Bishops' Conference says it will continue to mount pressure until prosecutions follow.
We want those who are found culpable to be arrested, prosecuted and jailed. So we want that to be done.
Illegal mining remains a national test of leadership and accountability. Whether this moment leads to real reforms or fades like many before it, now rests with government. For Joy News, Maxwell Akloboto's report, read to you.
The government is ramping up efforts to cut Ghana's dependence on imported chicken, setting an ambitious target of producing more than 7 million chicks under the Nkukong Kitten project. The nationwide initiative, now expanding with the launch of its Greater Accra chapter, is expected to significantly boost local poultry production and create jobs across the value chain. Speaking at the launch, the national coordinator for the Feed Ghana program, Bright Dimoji, said the project forms part of a critical pillar in government strategy to strengthen food security and revitalize the poultry industry. Stephen Mensah reports.
With the country currently importing nearly $300 million worth of frozen meat annually, government says it aims to reduce the dependence by nearly a half by the end of the year. National coordinator of the Feed Ghana program, Bryce Demoji, speaking at the launch of the Greater Accra chapter of the Nkukong Kitten initiative, tells Joy News the strategy is to scale up local poultry production, targeting 7 million chicks nationwide to strengthen domestic supply and reduce imports.
We are not only distributing birds, we are putting up processing facilities across the country. We've cut short for the construction of the processing factory in Bechem. Wednesday, we cut short for another construction in Pung. That is to tell you that we are not only distributing birds to household beneficiaries, we are looking at the whole value chain. And if you are able to work on the whole value chain, sustainability is the order.
On concerns about accountability and long-term sustainability, Greater Accra Regional Minister Lindo Uklu says parliamentary oversight will be critical to ensuring transparency and delivering results.
So we'll make sure that, sustainability is key. And so we'll make sure that we monitor closely. And at the end of the day, media, you're everywhere. You can even visit any of the districts or any of the beneficiaries to see how the birds are faring.
For the minister in charge of youth development and empowerment, George Opare-Addo, government remains committed to the development of the country. This comes on the back of concerns over the effectiveness of such projects.
We want to move our young people from apprenticeship to entrepreneurship. That is why when we launched the National Apprenticeship Program, we also launched the Jumera Program. The vision is that after training our apprentices, we will now push them through the Jumera Program and give them the needed skills so they become their own entrepreneurs and employers and also employ many more other people.
The Nkukong Kitten project forms part of the governing NDC's 2024 manifesto commitment, which seeks to generate employment across the poultry value chain while reducing dependence on imported poultry products.
To politics now, MPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has issued a strong caution to the government, urging it to dial down on rising political tensions and halt what he describes as the intimidation of political opponents. Speaking at a National Islamic Thanksgiving service at the Central Mosque in Kanda, attended by party executives, MPs and senior aides, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said the country cannot afford political distractions at a time of mounting economic and social pressures. He stressed that the real task before the government is addressing the pressing challenges facing ordinary Ghanaians.
I would like to also use this sacred moment to appeal respectfully and firmly to the government of the day. Ghana has been through a lot. Our people are still under lots of pressure. This is not the time for retribution, intimidation, or settling of political scores. It is the time to lower the temperature, heal the nation, and govern in a way that reassures every Ghanaian that they are safe, respected, valued, regardless of how they voted. Ghana is bigger than any party. Our democracy must never be reduced to vengeance. There is work to be done, serious work.
Away from that, every morning in Ghana's Bono and Ahafo regions, thick smoke rises from thousands of kitchens, quietly filling homes, markets, and lungs. Women cook over firewood and charcoal, not because they want to, but because they have no other choice. The smoke makes their eyes sting, their chests burn, and their children cough. Yet, just a short distance away, piles of sawdust, crop waste, and food scraps are burned or dumped as rubbish. Experts say this ignored waste could power clean cooking, protect forests, and save lives. Precious Semevo has the rest of the story.
Smoke rises into the sky. It comes from charcoal stoves and firewood fires. For millions of families, this smoke is how food is cooked. Sometimes they tell me to halt working close to the fire, but I can't stop. I stay off for some months. Just a few kilometers away, another problem is growing: waste. Nicholas Efriye is a sawmill owner.
So that's in the Yankasa and Fanya. This area, Makolani, she be dealing with Hiaka Guso.
We don't use the sawdust for anything unless my apprentice uses portions to burn charcoal. Researchers from Ghana and Germany studied energy use in Sunyai. They found large amounts of unused biomass, waste that can produce clean energy. Professor Nana Safwa Jimandechi was one of the researchers.
We realized that we have about 95 tons of waste that is generated in Sunyane per day. So we have huge potential for waste to energy. So we also have some substantial amount of biogenic waste that can also be used for biogas, production. So for the deforestation, because we are not going to cut trees from the forest, and then you are using waste resources, then you are keeping the forest intact.
Renewable energy lecturer at UNE, Dr. Gifty Sewa Mensah, says organic waste left to rot releases methane, which is dangerous for the climate.
So if you are looking at greenhouse gas emissions, then it's not good to leave organic waste in the environment. Why? It decays and produces methane, which is like 20 times more potent than carbon dioxide. So when we take the approach of waste to energy, where we convert the biological waste or the organic waste into energy through conversion technologies like fermentation or anaerobic digestion, what we do is that we avoid the methane emissions which would have been produced.
Precious Semevo, Sunyai.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from Claire R4I Opportunities Fund.
Let's head now to the OT region, where the regional minister, John Kojo Japong, has expressed concerns over the increasing number of police personnel requesting transfers out of the region. He warned that the sharp decline in officer numbers has reached alarming levels, posing a serious threat to regional security. The minister made the remarks at the maiden West African Security Social Initiative gathering in Dambai. Precious Peter Seno has more in the following report.
The OT Regional Police Command has organized its maiden West African Security Social Activities meeting at the regional capital, Dambai. The essence of the meeting is to unwind from the previous year's schedules and re-strategize for the new policing year. DCOP Alex Aqua is the OT Regional Police Commander. He lauded his men for working hard despite the numerous challenges faced by the police service in the region.
With resources stretched and manpower constrained, you have remained vigilant, responsive, and steadfast in the discharge of your duties. It is therefore noteworthy that, despite these constraints, the OT region has recorded minimal crime occurrences.
COP Dr. Saibu Pabi Garba is the Director General, National Protection Department, who graced the occasion with his team. He lauded the Regional Police Command for containing conflict hotspots in the region.
Notwithstanding these difficulties, the Regional Police Command, OT, through professionalism and dedication, has recorded significant successes, including improved visibility, swift response to distress calls, reduction in violent crime, and stronger collaboration with the communities.
The regional minister, John Kwajijapon, has lamented police attrition rate in the region. The demand by police officers to leave the region, he says, has reached an alarming rate.
I wish to seize this opportunity to emphasize the decreasing numbers of our police personnel in the region. The numbers are declining at such an alarming level that has not been experienced before in the short history of the region. And I find it very worrying. It is my firm belief that the commanders, luckily my brothers from Accra, will convey this message to the Inspector General of Police.
Other senior officers who were present have called on the feuding factions in Nkwanta South conflict to embrace peace for development. Peter Senu for Joy News.
You're also watching Joy News from. We're back after this quick turn. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. The Food and Drugs Authority has clamped down on unlabeled, unregistered diaper products in the whole market in the Volta region. The exercise was aimed at cleaning the markets of these counterfeit products that pose health threats to consumers who are basically children. There's more in the following report by Fred Kwame Asare.
The Volta Regional FDA Director, Gordon Akurugu, led a team of officials from his outfit and the Ghana Police Service to undertake the exercise. With a strategic plan and concerted efforts, the team raided several shops, resulting in the identification and seizure of several suspected counterfeit diaper products. Brands confiscated include Santi, Amanda, Sayil, Forever Cotton, Maya, Smart, Jasper, Jasper New, among others, which were found on the shelves in the market. Gordon Akurugu shared the roadmap for identifying the direct source of the products.
The people we have picked the product from in whole market will be given to police for further interrogation for us to know where the products are coming from. It is important for us to establish where the products are coming from. They are just market women who probably have also gone somewhere and bought it. So we want to know where it is. You also bear with me, Volta region in particular is closer to the neighboring countries. So it is also possible that they're smuggling these things into the region, which we want to ascertain the source. And this is not just one day exercise, it's an exercise that has to continue. We've been doing it, but we just want to probably put emphasis on it that this is an important thing that will save life, because children are our future leaders and we think that they should not.
He also cautioned mothers to be vigilant when shopping for products for their children.
We control the import to ensure that the product coming in is safe, is efficacious and wholesome for use. And therefore, if it comes into the country and FDA is not aware, and we can't therefore guarantee the safety and quality, and the law is very clear on that. So if we see a product that is not registered in the market, it is against the law, and then you face the full records of the law. FDA is questioning everybody, a parent, a mother, to buy registered diapers in the country. They are there, you can see registered diapers. Most of them are in without label, but the registered one, you see label and see FDA number. And that is what we want every parent to do. Life of a child is important to Ghana and FDA.
Fred Kwame Asari, Joy News.
Away from that, traditional opinion leaders and youth of Wenchel traditional area have accused the Member of Parliament for the area, Peter Lancheni Tobu, of skewing development projects to the eastern corridor of the district. They allege that he has taken a unilateral decision to site the 24-hour economy market in an area that is in the Wild West district capital. The Wild West MP, Superintendent retired Peter Lancheni Tobu, has strenuously denied the allegations. Rafiq Salam reports from Wenchel.
During press conference by traditional authorities and youth of Wenchel was heavily attended by chiefs, queen mothers, and youth of the Wenchel traditional area, hinged on consultation, transparency, and balanced development in the Wild West district. Addressed by Wenchel Youth Association Secretary Mohamed Bondobo Bode, they claim that since the assumption of office of the Wild West Member of Parliament, Superintendent retired Peter Lancheni Tobu, several major development decisions appear to have been taken with limited consultation. Traditional authorities, opinion leaders, and affected communities have not been adequately engaged in projects of district-wide importance.
During an official visit to Wa, His Excellency, the President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, stated clearly that the proposed 24-hour market must be located in a centrally accessible area within the district, specifically within Central Business District, to ensure inclusivity and shared economic benefit.
They observed that there is a clear pattern of the siting and concentration of all development projects of the district in the eastern corridor of the district, who they raise red flags over.
The southern, central, northern, and western part of Wild West district continue to receive no comparable project.
Meanwhile, Wild West Member of Parliament, Superintendent retired Peter Lancheni Tobu, has strenuously denied the allegations leveled against him.
People are alleging that the president has directed that they should be located in district capitals, but that is not true. If you go to Lambuse, for instance, everybody knows that the Lambute district, Hamele, is strategically located, and they've situated the market in Hamele.
There was District Chief Executive Richard Wulo, who was slammed together with the MP and accused of skewing development to the eastern corridor of the district, also has this response.
We'll be doing 2 chiefs compounds. We've already cut short for work to begin. One will be located at Gurungu Meti, one in Passe. These are far apart places. The Meti is under the Wenchel Paramountcy.
Reporting for Joy News, Rafiq Salam, Wenchel.
Away from Wa, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, has highlighted the potential of the garment industry to create massive employment opportunities. Speaking during a tour of the North Shore apparel construction site in the northern region, she noted that the sector doesn't require a specific degree to work in, making it accessible to many. Here's Martina Bugri's report.
The North Shore Apparel GH Limited is a Ghana-based clothing manufacturer that integrates sustainability into every aspect of its business. They are blending innovation with eco-friendly practices and fair labor standards to create sustainable fashion. The company is expected to produce garments for some international brands. Speaking to the media after the tour of the facility, the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejire, hailed the company for the jobs it will create.
Garments create a lot of jobs, and I keep on saying that it employs a group of people. It employs people with PhD, masters, first degree, and even those who didn't feel like going to school. Those who went to school and drop off. There is a space for everybody in the garment industry. This plant alone, if it's run 24 hours like they are planning, can hire tens of thousands of people.
She commended the company for providing various amenities for its workers.
I mean, whatever you see in India, you see in Germany, is what you see here. They've taken their time to do this very well. And I'm excited about the fact that at the end of the day, our young people, especially women, will find jobs.
CEO of North Shore Apparel GH Limited, Nuruddin Mohammed, said phase 1 of the project is nearing completion.
We are building the first purpose-built apparel manufacturing facility in northern Ghana. So we are currently executing the phase 1 of the project. And the phase 1 of the project is to set up an apparel manufacturing unit that can be able to service global fashion brands and also be able to service the local apparel needs.
He revealed that over 70% of trainees at the facility are women.
Currently, we have pre-hire trainees of 2,300. Out of that 2,300, about 70 to 80% of them are women, and then 30 of them are deaf and dumb, hearing impaired, and some of other people have various forms of disabilities.
Over 700 Muslims have received food items from the King Salam Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center to support them ahead of the Ramadan period. The annual initiative has seen an increase in beneficiaries from 5,300 last year to more than 7,000 this year, reflecting its growing significance and impact on the Muslim community in Ghana. There's more in the following report.
The distribution exercise, which began in Accra, saw about 1,000 Muslim men and women receiving the special packages. Following a ceremony in Accra, the ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Ghana, Sultan Abdulrahman Al Dakel, expressed gratitude to the King of Saudi Arabia and the Saudi government for the continued food support.
I express my gratitude to the King of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Saudi government for their generous gesture in donating this food to Ghanaian Muslims observing the fast. I also thank all stakeholders and the President of Ghana for facilitating the execution of this project.
Through its implementing partner in Ghana, Maracas Al Aoun Al Yakin Humanitarian Service, a local non-governmental organization, KS Relief has over the years supported thousands of Muslims across the country ahead of the month of Ramadan. Speaking to Joy News after the distribution, the executive director of the organization, Ismail Mohammed Kamel, expressed appreciation to KS Relief for its continuous commitment to supporting Muslims in Ghana.
When you look at the previous years, sometimes we even have to open and then give 5 kg back to other people. So we plead with the King Salman Humanitarian Aid that we should look at our requests and increase our food basket. And alhamdulillah, this year it has been increased from 5,200 to 7,640.
Mr. Kamil also cautioned beneficiaries against selling the food items, warning that anyone found culpable would face the full rigors of the law.
When you look at the box, the carton that you see there, it has been written under it with red ink that is for free distribution, not for sale. So we are asking all people around that whoever see this item in the market, the person should report to any police station close to them because it's not for sale.
The beneficiaries expressed joy and gratitude for the timely support.
This food will really help us during the fasting period. The Arabs have always been helpful to us, which is why I came to receive some of the food for Ramadan. May Allah bless them for supporting us with this food so that we can also support others.
The initiative forms part of efforts to cushion vulnerable Muslim families during the Ramadan period, reinforcing solidarity and shared responsibility within the community. For Joy News, Fatao Bayaga, Accra.
Ahead of Valentine's Day tomorrow, a bread-making company, A1 Bread, treated staff of Joy FM to a sumptuous breakfast. Sales manager at A1 Bread, Isaac Dazi, talks about the love accompanying the gesture.
It's a month of love, so what we are doing this month is that we are showing love. And so we are providing breakfast, our signature chibum, which is made with love and then accompanied by the nature chocolate drink. So today we came over the years, all the work that you've been doing, we said we should come and then show you love. So as we know, February is month of love for sharing. So I encourage whoever has to give anybody who may not have.
Still on Valentine, it's just less than 24 hours to the day, and conversations around love are taking center stage around the world. But in Kumasi, sales of paraphernalia has dwindled as many vendors anticipate last-minute trading.
People are making packages for their loved ones, so I'm pressured to produce more. The sales from last year was better.
And compared to last year and this year, I think say last year no nanko for approaching tema better to no man 10, but I think say we no more change Caribbean last minute. Better. See, I think say last year no okay than this year.
The market trend changes every year. We normally bring varieties of items during Valentine's Day. The teddy bear is usually bought at all times, but during such times, we normally add chocolates, other gift accessories.
Last Valentine's Day was better because I think this year bakers need also. So business compared to last year is a bit slow, but then we are still intaking orders. We'll be closing orders by tomorrow evening. So
we are waiting for them. Some people prefer to buy things late. Last year, we had a lot of people coming here.
Well, love is in the air, and so are expectations. From surprise gifts to carefully planned moments, couples are weighing what truly matters on the day of love. But one question keeps coming up. Should your partner surprise you or simply ask you what you want? Today, we hit the streets to hear from Ghanaians directly about their Valentine expectations and whether romance is better delivered as a surprise or through clear communication.
What I believe is love doesn't cost. So I don't really expect anything from her, though, but maybe a wish or a message from her would be good to me.
Oh, I expect anything special from my partner tomorrow. Anything at all. I also have a wish. Have something good for him tomorrow, for her tomorrow as well.
But I think the whole point of gifts or presents is to catch your spouse or the person in a relationship with by surprise. Okay, so surprising me is ideal. It's ideal for me. It's the feeling is much better than knowing the exact thing that I'll be giving. It kills all the vibes.
Anything she feels like giving me, she can give. I can't force her, and it's optional. Maybe she might not have the money to surprise me, and I wouldn't force her to do that.
Because back then, yeah, possible say, like in Papa said, say, I love way into the wood face. I would have been in with the hair. Now what I'm person if I'm not surprising because I love man. Bibia will be another surprise. Men tell my
I'm a Muslim, and we Muslims, we don't celebrate that birthday, anything like that.
I expect him to surprise me with gifts, even sex. I'm okay.
And while gifts and grand gestures dominate this season, music continues to shape how we express our deepest feelings. Michelle Latte takes us through some songs that have captured feelings, told stories, and connected generations in the most intimate way. Well, it's time now for Showbiz, and Becky Bex is in the studio. Hi, Becky.
Hello to you, Fosti. How are you doing?
Happy Val's Day in advance.
Thank you very much. The same to you.
Would you like me to ask you how you were spending the day, though?
Not now.
Okay,
because I'm in the spirit. This evening we're doing gospel-related stories, so that's all we're going to be doing this evening. Okay. This evening, let's talk about celebrated Ghanaian gospel musician Ifua Black. She has opened up about the divine inspiration behind her powerful new song featuring Dinah Hamilton, revealing on Joy Prime that the project was birthed out of deep prayer and spiritual reflections. The Western region-based artist, known privately as Mrs. Ellen Ifua Chibwa, shared that the collaboration is more than just music. It is a ministry assignment rooted in faith, hope, and total dependence on God. Do anything that is not from God. Surely you cannot do anything that is not from God tomorrow. You know, for those of you who are planning on visiting wherever, you're warm. Please log on to my Joy Online.
Well, Pius says he may not be able to make it to Awake Experience, but I'm hoping you can convince him when he comes to do business, because he appears to be very, you know, available.
He's going to hell. Pius is going to hell. I know for a fact. I'm a child of God.
Amen.
Don't expect me to do anything tomorrow. The only thing happening is the Awake Experience.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Fosti,